Smooches! And welcome back to Live Laugh Lauren. If this is your first time here, let me do a little small introduction. Hold on, August wants me. So, my name is Lauren, and this right here is August. He's my beautiful long hair dachshund, and he is the sweetest thing ever, but he loves to be held. So I think I'll be holding him in this video, is that right? So anywho, my name is Lauren, and this is my YouTube channel. Up here, I do all things cozy and crafty, as I love to live a creative lifestyle. And today, I was hoping just to talk y'all through what all my current works and projects are going to be in March. So I actually in a weird place right now with knitting. So I'm so excited to announce this. I was picked for 2 test knits this March. So I am beyond thrilled. I have been wanting to do a test knit for at least 2 years now, and I've never been selected. And I kid you not, I was picked for 2 different ones on the same day. And I was like, oh my goodness. Not only that, but for one of them, the pattern writer is actually going to provide some of the yarn as well, which is really exciting, and I'm currently awaiting the shipment of it in the mail, and I'm just super excited for it. But with that, it's kind of awkward. But with that, I'm kind of in an awkward place because I'm just waiting and twiddling my thumbs for the yarn to come in, because right now both of the yarn for both patterns are just in the mail, and I'm kind of anxiously awaiting them to come in because I am dying to work on them. I'm in a group chat for one of them, and a lot of the other knitters have already made the progress, and I'm just anxiously awaiting all my yarn from Denmark to come in from Knitting for Olive, which also is something else I'm excited for. I've never knit with Knitting for Olive before, so that'll be a new thing. So instead of me rambling on about this, why don't I just go ahead and go over what the 2 different patterns I'll be test knitting are. So the first one is called the Arctic Bunny Jumper, and this is written by Vera Grazia, also known as Knitting Faye on Instagram, and I love her work so much. I've been a follower of her Instagram and YouTube for a few months now, and I just love her whimsical kind of nature towards knitting, and she's a really cool, just like, background. I really relate to her a lot. So right now she's a senior in college, and she really wants to just lean more into the knitting artistic lifestyle, which is something I'm so here for. I love it. And the pattern that I'll be testing is this jumper, and it has these cute little motifs of foxes and bears by creating different variations in knit and pearls, which is really cool. I've seen that done before, but not in a pattern. I've only seen it in different charts, so I'm really glad that she actually applied it to a jumper. And it also has this more of a turtleneck kind of vibe to it. And I'll be knitting this in heavy merino from Knitting for Olive, and I'll hold it double with some silk mohair that they also sell in this colorway right here. So it'll create this really pretty coppery kind of look to it, and I'm just so excited for it to come in the mail. It's currently being shipped from Denmark, and I am anxiously just watching the shipping as it progresses. I saw that they made the shipping label, but it hasn't shipped yet. So I'm really hoping that it ships within the next week so I can get started on it. I'm feeling confident, like I know I'll finish it in time, because she gave us, I think, 7 or 8 weeks to work on it. And I can crank out a sweater pretty quickly, and especially with the needle size, I should be able to get it done, no problem. But I am just so ready to get on with it. I don't really have anything on the needles right now. Well, I do, which I'll get into. It's a small project, but I am so ready to just begin it, and I'm just jealous of everyone else is working on it. And it is worked from bottom up, so this will be the first time I've ever done a sweater like that, which I'm kind of excited for. I've only done top-down sweaters before, so it'll be interesting doing it that way. I get why she does it, and it makes a lot of sense. I'm just so ready for it to come in, if you couldn't tell. But anywho, once that'll come in, I know I'll be just hitting the ground running, trying to get it all done. And I'm in a little group chat for all the test knits. I'm in a group chat with all the other test knitters, and it is so cool to finally have a place where I can just let out all my knit thoughts, because a lot of times when I'm crafting, a lot of it just stays up in my head because I'm not really friends with a lot of other crafters. So it's really cool to have that community aspect of other test knitters working on it. And it kind of gives the vibes of a knit along, which I've always wanted to do, but I never have before. And it's just cool to have that community and work through something together as a team, especially with like wear. And anyhow, I'm just so excited for my yarn to get in so I can join along. And I'm excited to do ribbing. This is how excited I am to start on this pattern, and I've like read through it and it seems really well written, so I'm excited to provide her some feedback. This is my first test knit I've ever done, so it kind of reminds me of writing papers and giving feedback on those, because I've done that for many scientific papers before. So it'll be interesting to apply those skills to a knit pattern, and I'm excited for it, if I haven't said that enough. And the other pattern that I'll be testing is called the Bear Sweater, and this is by Kait Designs. I am really excited for this one as well, and I'm also super grateful because she's providing some of the skeins for the yarn that I'll be using to create this sweater. So it is a top-down raglan, and the main color of it she'll be providing the yarn for, and she's providing it. It is Queensland, Fiji, and the colorway Long Island, and it is so pretty. I love the gradient. Really cool because she's actually providing some of the yarn that I can use to test with. And I think she was doing it with a collaboration with the yarn brand itself. So the yarn I'll be using is called the Queensland, Fiji, and the colorway Long Island. And look at this. Isn't it so pretty? I love it. I'm obsessed. Anyhow, the sweater that she designed is a top-down raglan, and it has this really cute bear motif around it, and I love bears. Actually, when I was growing up, I had a chocolate lab. He was like our dog, and I called him a bear because he looked just like a brown bear, and I'm so excited to work on this. But I'm so grateful that she actually gave me some yarn to use to test knit, because my pocketbooks were not looking too good after I bought the yarn for the other sweater that I'm testing. I'm excited to try knitting for Alan, but that's a little bit on the pricier side, especially with the extra tariff costs and stuff. Anyhow, I am so excited to do this bear sweater because, like I mentioned in many previous videos, I've been loving color work sweaters, and I think that this will be a really cool application of it. And I've also been really dabbling with the idea of doing a circular yoke, and I like the idea of having a brown pattern, if that makes sense. And while this pattern does have a pattern towards the torso of it, I think doing that practice will give me a good idea of what to look for when I go to create more circular yoke sweater with that motif in it. So I am really excited for it, and I believe she hasn't given me the pattern yet for it. I think she's still doing some tweaks to it, but I am waiting for her package to come in. And the other yarn, I have been checking crazily for it to come in, and I believe it's coming in tomorrow, which I cannot freaking wait for it. And I'm planning, the second it comes in, I will be winding it up and I will be casting on. I will be emailing her and be like, hey girlie, what's the pattern? How many stitches do I need to cast on? I am so ready. What's the gauge? What's the hook size? What's the needle size? And I cannot wait for it to come in. I think, as I mentioned, it should be coming in tomorrow. So I'm livid. While I am making 2 sweaters in the thick of spring right now, it's not spring yet, but we're close enough to spring. I'm calling it spring. It's literally 70 degrees outside right now where I am, and I don't need any more sweaters because it is spring, but I'm preparing for next winter, and maybe it could turn into gifts. Who knows? I'm just overall really excited to go and see some of these pattern makers and try out their knits. I can't wait for it, and I'm just so honored that they both trust me to go and just give them recommendations on how to do it better and make sure that they have good patterns and they are releasing it to their audience in a great and are really well respected. It'll be a fun process. I'm like ready for it. So I did allude to another project that I've been kind of working on the side. So I have been bored. I finished my link sweater by Engineering Loops, Bailey Baird, and I posted it on Instagram right here. Isn't it so pretty? I love it. But I have been itching to do something knit, and I had like a couple of ball ideas I've been wanting to make. So for one, I wanted to make August a sweater, and I had something Drops Flora left over from another sweater that I had made, and it's in the green colorway, and I was like, that's perfect for St. Patrick's Day coming up, so of course I'm gonna make August a sweater. Even if he despises it, I'm making him my dog a sweater. Why not? It would be so stinking cute. You look so handsome. awesome. I know. Wow. So I've been working on that, and with this I haven't been following a pattern. I just did some measurements on him. I did some math trying to figure out based on the gauge swatch, and the basic construction of it is I'm doing kind of a modified raglan in a way. So like the typical raglan, you'll have like increases like that, if that makes sense, and like makes like a square. But since his legs are like more forward here, I'm doing the increases like this instead. So, and then I cast off for the 2 feet holes, and it's turning out really cute. I think the biggest struggle I'm at right now is when to begin decreasing for the body, because he's a dog. And let me get him. So yes, he has a very big chest, but then he gets smaller as he goes along. But I'm thinking that I'll end up casting off and then just doing a flap on the back, just to accommodate for his long back. But it is turning out really cute so far. I think I can realistically get it done this weekend, so that'll be really exciting for him. And he'll have a little St. Patrick's Day fit. And also my to-do list is I really want to make a crochet circular pouch for my Invisalign case, because I've been really bad about carrying my Invisalign case with me. And the one thing they say is to always put your trays into the case, not into a paper towel, because so many people end up throwing them away. And I want to have some cute way to carry it around with me. So my idea was just to crochet 2 circles and then do a mattress, just stitch them together maybe halfway across the circumference, and then have a little closure either with a button or a loop that I can then attach to a keychain. I'm still trying to figure out all the logistics of it in my mind, but I think that should work. And I'm thinking about using the leftover yarn I have from my Ninja Creamy Cozy and folding it double so it's thicker, or maybe even triple. TBD, we'll see. But I have so many ideas flowing up here, and I am really excited just to get them all out. And I think that since I do have a little bit of time to wait before my yarn comes in, so I can hunker down and start my test snips, I can really just go and do some of the more fun stuff and just knit for funsies. That has been the best part about knitting his sweater, is like, I don't have a pattern, I'm just feeling it out. And I was actually knitting on the beach yesterday, and it was so pretty out, and I had such a blast. One thing I want to mention about knitting on the beach is if you ever do knit on the beach, you want to have less tension in your yarn, if that makes sense. So I usually wrap my yarn around my pinky finger twice to hold consistent tension. But since it is so salty there, the yarn did not want to move at all on my finger, probably because it's made of wool. It is what it is. Anyhow, what I did is instead of doing it twice, I just did once, and I was still able to keep a pretty consistent tension just from the natural grit, not the grit, but the saltiness of the air wasn't as corrosive on the yarn in my finger. It didn't rub as much, but I'm excited for that to turn out. And if that does work out well, maybe I'll write a little dachshund sweater pattern. I have seen on Ravelry, there are a few other ones already out there, but I would love to release a pattern for it, and I want to make him more sweaters too. But yes, with that, I am really excited to just get down and do some test knits. I'm so happy that I got picked for 2 of them. It will be a time in March getting ahead on those, and I'm definitely planning on documenting it along the way, and hopefully I'll have a few videos and vlogs of me working on it in the coming weeks. But I will keep you posted. So thank you all so much for watching, and I would love to hear what all you're making. Please comment down below what projects you're either knitting, crocheting, or whatever craft you're doing. We don't judge around here. Heck, I do cross stitch as well. So I would just love to hear whatever craft you're working on. Make sure to subscribe and share my channel with some of your other crafting buddies. Let's get my name out there, because again, I love showing off my creative lifestyle and encouraging others to try different crafts and developing your creativity. So with that, thank y'all so much for watching, and have a great one. XOXO Lauren.